Okay, hello. I decided to do my research project on environmental psychology because I want to pursue psychology in the future as a career, so I thought it would be cool. So what is environmental psychology? It is the study of the relationship between humans and their environment, their surroundings. So this can mean anything from human to environment interactions, or even how climate and weather changes affects behavior and attitudes. Even as well as online environments, as we are in a more modern age and online environments are more common. Goals of environmental psychology are to improve well-being and just like I guess spread knowledge of how like humans can be well themselves, but also how the environment can be well, which kind of leads into promoting sustainability, um, which goes with this class very well. So, what I decided to do was to do some research and collect my own data using a survey to see if it matched. And yeah, so first off, overall mood, as you can kind of expect, sunny weather kind of leads to happy optimism, that just like uplifted mood, while stormy weather is quite the opposite, like more sad, melancholic, stuff like that. And my findings are on the next slide, which I will get into that. Concentration. In my research, I found that it is easier to concentrate in rainier weather rather than sunny weather, and that's just because it's like a natural human instinct to want to be outside in that sunny, that good weather. And following the arrows here, up top, I asked my survey, rate your ability to concentrate on a rainy day, and as you can see, most people are able to concentrate really well. And then down here, how would you or rate your ability to concentrate on a sunny day? And for this one, it's kind of in the middle. I expected it to be a little bit lower, and it kind of goes against the research, but also not really because it kind of leads towards the bottom, but also there's still a lot of people at the top. So yeah. And then also there's mental disorders that go along with changes in weather and in seasons. There's obviously SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder, which people who struggle with this disorder become more irritable and depressed in the colder seasons, more typically, like falls, winter. But it can also be vice versa. They can also get more irritable and depressed and down in the dumps in summer and spring as well, but it just kind of depends on the person. um, and then also bipolar disorder and PTSD have been linked to symptoms heightening in certain parts of the year, certain seasons, certain weathers, stuff like that. Next in my research, I researched like self-care, how to kind of going along with the mental disorders, how do you cope with the symptoms being heightened in a certain weather event in the cool and whatever. And I found that, like people just do things they enjoy, indulge in hobbies, and try to connect with others, whether that be in person or online. Cognition is found to differ between like different weather and seasons and stuff, and that is just mainly relies on the hours of sunshine, temperature, and humidity for that specific time period of time. And daylight savings, shorter hours of daylight have been linked to more depressive, more feelings of isolation. And it also increases use of, or it just increases consumption, which kind of goes against sustainability because we tend to use more heating, cooling, stuff like that, and that is just unsustainable. Like non-renewable energy, fossil fuels, stuff like that. It kind of goes against sustainability. So my data here, I asked people in my survey, on a sunny day, how would you rate your emotions, which kind of is what I expected. Most people were cheerful, content. And then on a stormy day, how would you rate your emotions? This is what surprised me because it opposes my research. Most people said that they would be content, some even being cheerful. Ooh, my bad. And while others said they would feel more melancholic, and one person even said they would feel annoyed, which is valid. So I also asked some open-ended questions. First one was, what is your favorite and least favorite season, kind of pertaining to the climate and stuff. So I tallied up all the answers, and the most favorite was fall, closely followed by winter because people tended to like the cooler weather more. And the least favorite was a tie between winter and spring, which again, both of these answers pertain to the climate of that season. So it just happened that most people enjoyed the cooler weather, while um again the other people disliked the cool weather as well. And then I just found that, it really depends on the person and their personal experiences and preferences on which season, which what's their favorite, what's not their favorite, and also whether it has an impact on people's psyche, which I will get into a little bit later. Next question: do you have a mental disorder that worsens during different seasons? Um, the main answer was generalized anxiety, ADD, ADHD, depression, and I found that the depression heightens in cooler seasons and cooler weather, as well as ADD, ADHD symptoms. A lot of people said that it's hard for them to concentrate in the winter, which kind of goes against my research findings of how concentration is harder in like sunnier, better weather. But yeah, and then also, like this person put it, cold makes me sad and depressed. Very valid. That is what I found. Next question. When you experience symptoms of loneliness or depression caused by weather events, what do you do to better your mood? Just more of focusing on that self-care, self like well-being. And most people said exactly what I found in my research. They indulge in hobbies, they hang out with family, friends, reach out to others. And a lot of people just like to feel comfortable, and stuff like that. So my conclusion that I drew, a lot of these things just go with personal preferences. Like for example, PTSD. One person in my survey, I don't think I included their comment, but they said that they really just get down in the dumps, depressed during the season of fall because something really traumatic happened to them during that time. So they hate that time of the year. They just feel so awful, so terrible. Which again goes to personal preferences because one person may super duper like fall because the colors in the leaves, the nice cool breeze, it just makes them comforted, while this other person is not comforted at all. Weather, some people, again, kind of going with personal preferences, just tend to enjoy what they would like to enjoy. So like, not everyone dislikes stormy weather. In fact, most people I found were content or even cheerful about it. And then mental health disorders, their symptoms can become heightened in certain weather events, mainly in the cooler, what I found, which goes along with my research, and that practicing self-care is crucial. And this is my works cited. Thank you.